Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Madison, and today we're going to be doing a little creepy video where I talk about true crime and I do my makeup. I started this series on my TikTok and people really seemed to like it, so I wanted to do full versions where I could actually talk about the case in a little bit more detail because 60 seconds is not enough time. And I will be continuing that series still on my TikTok. This will just be longer versions. And disclaimer that this is no disrespect to any of the families or the victims. I just really like true crime. I think it's very interesting, and I just want to tell the stories, what happened to these victims and these people, and hopefully it won't happen to someone else. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. Jim Jones and the People's Temple. Jim Jones was a preacher of the People's Temple in San Francisco, California, in the 70s. Jim's teachings were a mix of Christian redemption and socialist beliefs. Jones claimed to be a prophet, to have special powers that could heal the sick and dying. His sermons consist of a lot of stage healings and other stuff like that. His popularity grew so much that he had thousands of people in his pews. At this time, he spoke more about his social activisms than the Bible. At the top of his power, a dark side of him was discovered, with allegation of sexual and physical abuse, as well as brainwashing and forced drugging. In 1977, the media grew so much that Jim and a lot of his followers left San Francisco to Guyana to create a new life. In the jungle, about 150 miles from the capital of Guyana, Georgetown, they created a new paradise called Jamestown, after their leader, of course. While setting up their new community, they also had a radio building in Georgetown, the capital of Guyana. Jones would conduct daily sermons about his socialist beliefs, the U.S. government conspiring against them, and practice mass suicides, as well as nightly panic sermons called White Nights. He also placed heavy threats to those that wanted to leave. With growing concern from former temple members as well as relatives of the people still there, they convinced the Congressman Leo J. Ryan to go to Guyana and to investigate. On November 17, 1978, Ryan arrived in Jonestown with a group of journalists and other observers, which this included family members of the people there. In the beginning, the visit went really well. The temple members were telling the congressman how much they loved it here and how much they wanted to stay and would never leave. It was soon to be discovered that Jones actually made them rehearse a script, saying how much they loved it here and how much they didn't want to leave. The next day, Ryan and his delegates were about to leave. Several temple members approached the group in secret to ask them for safe passage out of Jamestown. When Jones found out that his members wanted to leave, he grew increasingly distressed and tried to convince them to stay. One of the stipulations Jones put on his temple members that wanted to leave is that they had to sign over possessions, their rights they had there, and even their children. After learning about all the abuse that was happening in Jamestown, the congressman tried to leave with him, his delegates, and the few temple members that wanted to leave. One of Jones's lieutenants tried to stab Ryan. He escaped with little harm. But James then ordered Ryan and his delegates to be ambushed and killed at the airstrip as they attempted to leave. The congressman and 4 others were murdered when they boarded a charter plane. Back in Jonestown, Jones ordered everyone to meet in the main pavilion where he would give his normal sermons. He gave a very lengthy sermon and basically was preparing for a mass suicide. The youngest members of the People's Temple were the first to die. Parents and nurses used syringes to drop a Kool-Aid-like beverage laced with potassium cyanide and other drugs into their kids' bloodstream. And then adults were forced to drink the poisonous drink. But not everyone was completely compliant with these orders, and those that were opposed to it were shot or were injected with a deadly dose. Even the members in Georgetown were given the orders to commit suicide. Roughly 900 people died that day. Some of the members pretended to be dead, as well as journalists from the airstrip. This is how we know some of this information today. Jones was found in his radio room from a self-inflicted bullet hole wound. And that's the story of Jim Jones and the People's Temple. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to see more. And all my links for all my other social medias will be linked down below. And I hope you guys enjoy.